So yeah, man, back again, of course. So again, we got my man Khaleel Rubens right here in the building, man, from the East Coast, man. Let them know exactly who you are, man. A little bit more your journey, your social media handles, all that good stuff, brother.
Yeah, man. Everybody call me Buddha B. I'm from Queens, New York, Southside Jamaica, 40 projects. You know, I just been living, kid. I'm just here. I talk shit and I live. That's it. You know. Follow me on Instagram at Buddha B Z. Twitter handle, same thing. George B Straight. You know, holla at me.
Hey, man. So y'all got it, man. So I definitely want to tap in with the guy. We'll have the social media links in the page, of course. My man is a musician over here as well, too. My man AP, he be doing his thing, bro. So if y'all seen all the editing, all that amazingness, my boy, right here. He's trying to show me some things. I gotta sit there with him. Hold me accountable this shit. I gotta get some more stuff down.
Yeah.
But today we gotta figure out a dope concept we want to talk about today. We're talking about fame versus infamy.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so I kind of brought it up in my mind because like I watched Spider-Man quite a bit. And, you know, James was like, I'm gonna make him infamous, you know what I'm saying? But
like I'm infamous.
And it was just one of those moments for me, you know what I'm saying? But I always think about this as well, too. Like when we think about our greats and the people that have been like the ones that take them out, they actually become infamous. And you saw that with, you know, Fred Hampton, James McNeil, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Judas and the Black Messiah. So to me, what came to my mind was these cats put the work in, right? They do all these great things. They become these pillars, these big astronomical people. I mean, they do great things, and all of a sudden it takes one cat, one bullet, one bad decision, and now that person is just as famous as him because of the fact that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like that shit only happens to black people in Hollywood. Because it doesn't happen. You can't name any white person that was investigated for deeply and then their career was just over after the fact. Like if you think about it.
You about
like,
to go somewhere with it. Go ahead, please go.
Nah, for real, because like, if you think about it, like Gordon Gekko, or not even Gordon Gekko, the Jordan Belfort, the dude that made Wolf of Wall Street.
Right.
Yo, this nigga went to feds.
Yeah.
He was convicted, got out and was on tour for like 5 years. Wrote a book and was on tour for his fuckery.
That's not even a unique
and made
situation.
Money off of his fuckery.
Yeah.
Like, this is a real thing. Nobody castrated him. He wasn't done none of that.
That's true.
That shit only happens to black people.
Yeah.
Take with Diddy. Now,
go ahead.
Before any of you, he was on some freakery. We fully understand this. We fully understand this. My man's was just nasty.
Take that.
I get that. But nobody can take away the mastery that nigga did in music for 2 decades.
For sure.
Like, nobody can take away the production that this nigga's made. That was like, yo, some of the bangers that be played at weddings, funerals, when you sad, when you happy, was produced by him. Created by him.
Right.
So you can't really, but then all this shit happens. Yo, this nigga don't own Ciroc no more. This nigga don't own De Leon. He don't own nothing no more. Revolt got taken from him. Bro, only black people. It is only black people where you're even in fame, you can have infamy.
They like waiting with their hands on the table.
Fame and infamy only is according to black people. Because white people don't understand what infamy is. Because they can bro.
That's deep.
What's her name? Martha Stewart.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah. She went to prison, came out still probably.
Now granted, the reason she went to jail, because Cat Williams made a joke of it. All somebody said was, bitch, all your shit about to be gone.
Yeah.
Move it. That's what she did. But at the end of the day, that bitch did Fed time.
Yeah.
She, within the money that she made, and a lot of people don't even talk about it, some of the money that she made was based off of private prisons.
Oh, God.
That's why she needed to move it quickly.
Message.
A lot of people don't even know that.
And then ended up in one.
She had to move all this money, and then she got caught up with it. Yo, Shorty came out writing books, selling cooking wear, smoking with Snoop and shit, flirting with niggas, and every time she's on the camera, son, this shit only happens to black people.
Man,
he is saying something right now.
Infamy only exists in black culture.
Right.
Because
it has to be like a really extreme situation to...
It don't even have to be extreme.
But think about how you got to get
white people.
Right.
I mean, it has to be extreme. But like yo, son, Pete, my nigga, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Son, if he was still alive, he would still own rights to the fact that they wrote multiple shows about him. Getty,
love letters to
what's his
Ted
name?
Bundy.
Jason Gate, Eddie Getty, the fat one, he's dressed like a clown. Yo, that nigga before he died was getting residuals for his documentary.
Right.
There is no when you say there's a limit for them to it is not. You can take niggas off this earth as a hobby and they will make documentaries about you.
Man.
There's motherfuckers that would be like, yo, nah, I ain't that nigga. Yo, what's the other one? The pretty nigga that everybody was like,
I was just talking about him too.
I can't remember his name.
Bundy. Yeah, they write love letters to
Bundy
him.
was out here pimping bitches and killing them.
With them niggas in which.
So let me ask you something.
It's probably, yeah.
In what world do you tell a bitch, I can't fix my tire, can you help me? And that works?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
In what world for real? You can't. Ted Bundy pulled that shit off though.
Yeah.
Because he's a fucking white man. Like, I love white. I have white people in my blood, so I'm not some like, oh, fuck the white man. It's just, it's blatant shit that just be like, bro, I'm not gonna ignore this.
Right. It's not that you're trying to say anything negative. It's just
I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just stating shit that has
you.
gone on in America that is documented and people can tell, like, yo, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So that's why. So I ain't mean to take it off the thing, but just just to go back. But like, infamy is only a thing within Black culture.
Now, one of the points you made was like, all right, these people get documentaries about them, but now I got to give a little pushback there because that is infamy, right? Infamy is not that you don't become, famous still. It's just that the masses, anyways, look at you in a negative light, but you're still famous.
But you know what's crazy?
Because of the negative thing that you did.
But you're right. But you know what's crazy? The way the world works, negativity gets more pulled than positivity.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So you become, so in a certain sense, it negates it because you're becoming famous based off your negativity.
Right.
And it's being promoted and pushed.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you're still famous.
Yeah.
Your negativity has built fame.
Right.
I mean, and
your bullshit has built fame because other people want to push that narrative and tell your story. But it's like, why do I need to know that?
Right.
Why are you even shining light on this?
Yeah.
Why does it matter? Let's talk about Epstein. Why are we talking about this weird nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the documentaries, even as negative as they are, still push some type of fame to these people.
I mean, yeah, they get notoriety. I mean, you got Jeffrey Dahmer, like you mentioned.
When old boy, what's his name? When old boy with the cross on his forehead, Mason. I'm so bad with these niggas' names.
You talking about the cat that Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
Yeah, Manson. Yeah.
Yo, son, this nigga was making bread off the government for like 3 years before they locked him up.
And then once upon a time in Hollywood, kind of like talked about that a little bit as well. So it's still depictions of him having a cult and doing all this wild
bro,
shit.
Niggas knew about his shit, bro. People knew. People in power to shut him down knew for a long time.
So when you think about that, what does that make you feel about the culture that we live in? You know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that
the culture we live in is fucked. The culture we live in is completely fucked. Yeah. There's niggas out here acting like bitches, and there's bitches out here acting like niggas. There are legitimately niggas out here dressing like bitches, and then bitches out here dressing like niggas. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So
we was in the environment, and I was like, this is a different place, a different realm.
Now, mind you, I'm not, see, the issue I have with people when you bring it up, everybody's like, oh, you're homophobic. Let me explain something to you. Phobia is a fear.
Yeah.
I don't fear you niggas. I just think what you do is disgusting.
Yeah.
And we've had that conversation.
You think just because I like shoving my face in titties and eating pussy, I'm gross.
Yeah.
So because you like sucking dick, I can't say you gross?
Oh,
I'm homophobic because I think what you do is gross.
It's a double standard.
It's such a double standard. And then what's crazy is they try to implement it so much in this culture and in this environment in life. Like, that's the one thing I don't care. Like, I don't care if you're gay. Do you, my nigga? Life is hard enough. For me not to, life is hard enough.
And that's your life. It's your life.
Exactly. Life is hard enough in general. Why do I give a fuck who you have sex with?
Right.
I don't care. It has nothing to do with it.
The only thing I would say
so the fact that you keep pushing this shit on everybody to respect and understand.
It's a push for me.
I don't have to, bro. We live in America.
I would say this because I want to throw this out there. I know we're kind of getting all over. I like the subject. I like where we're going with this. But if you want to just take away the hetero and the homosexual like sex scenes in certain in series, I'm cool with that. If that has to be a situation where there has to be an agreement, because sometimes I don't like to keep seeing that. Or have a kid see that by accident and think, I just, that's certain things.
Let me, like when Black History Month was going on,
right.
Like I would notice, I remember, I'll never forget this shit, because it was real wild to me. like going on streaming services and seeing how like you have to actively search for the Black History Month like section of movies.
Okay.
But when Pride Month was happening, that was the first thing that popped up when you open up the app.
It popped right up, yeah.
You have to search that shit.
So that makes me think about other situations.
So that's why I say like they push this shit on you.
Right.
The fact that there are school districts that allow children to make a decision on if they want to be male. Bro, if that's the case, let that kid drive a car. If that's the case, let that kid barbecue with no help. Watch them burn the fuck out themselves. Like, you have logic to not letting children do certain things, but you'll let them choose what they want to be the rest of their life? How much sense does that make?
Yeah.
You'll tell a child, no, you can't use the microwave. No, you can't touch the stove. Oh, but you can decide if you're going to take these hormone pills and be what you want to be for the rest of your life and fuck your entire genetics up. What are we doing here?
I was like, yeah, he hitting it. Like
I'm dead ass like, what are we doing here? Like, it gets to a point where no matter what somebody says, it's like, bro, there's still a baseline. I'm one of those people where I can understand like a wider spectrum of thinking. That's why I can argue with anybody. Because I can bring myself to that spectrum of thought that you're on and we can go.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it's like everybody has a large spectrum of kids shouldn't do this. Why the fuck is there like a parallel spectrum of, but they can also be gay at 5 years old? What? Kids don't even know what their dick is for at 5 years old. And you talking about you can choose who you want, what your sexual preference is?
Yeah, orientation is at that age. I mean,
what the fuck?
That is something that definitely, in my eyes, is very interesting because they have those, because when I was in daycare, I ain't gonna lie, we had like co-ed bathrooms. It wasn't like, it was a little different, but I don't think it was like in that type of agenda. But now it's kind of like, even adults able to do that. When I was confused and when we worked there, I was just like, did you just walk in the woman?
Bro, I'm telling you.
I was seeing certain stuff that was just like really tripped out to me. So to kind of see
like that white boy that swam in on the girls team and won the national championship.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember that. Damn.
Yo, it was like, how is this possible? And y'all trying to say this?
I mean,
equal?
physically, he's more.
Like, I try to be understanding, like, because as a member of society, like I choose to be a member of society.
Right.
That's my choice.
Right.
And so that means that I'm a part of this social contract that we all have with one another that's unspoken, right? So that means that I have to do my part to understand what these people are trying to say to me. So in doing so, there's a degree to which I understand I understand that you want to be seen. I understand that you want to be heard. I understand that you want to be understood. And so I don't blame you to a degree for wanting there to be a quote unquote agenda to push, hey, I'm here. I get that.
But
there is a but. I think, like you said, when it becomes that is more visible than, like you said, a Black History Month, or when it's to the point that, like you said, or I'll say this, when it's to the point where you can't tell them that they're wrong about something, or like give any type of pushback or on anything that they say.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the issue in this society. Right. That's the issue in this society. Like what you just said, I'm not negating nothing you just said. You just articulately spoke that was perfect. But I'm about to give you that was the Huey version. I'm about to give you the Riley version. The Riley version is, yo, I'm from Queens, New York, son. I've seen crackheads in the street that want to be seen. I don't have to indulge in that. Yes, we live in America, and we live in a country that has had a constitution that has never been amended or made any changes in almost 400 years. Every country in this world has that's why they're called amendments to be changed.
Changed a little bit.
Every large country has done that in this world, but America.
But
America is the only country that the same shit that stood 400 years ago, we still quote unquote believe now.
There's a comedian, I can't remember who it was, but he made a joke. It's like about the Bible. He was like, if Jesus came back today, he'd be like,
I didn't read this shit. I didn't write this shit.
He'd be like, y'all ain't writing nothing new. That was
No, but for real. Like, bitch, this was 1,000 years ago. What the fuck are we talking about? Y'all niggas got cars and shit, cell phones. Y'all ain't gonna do.
Yeah.
Right, this
Like, but for real. It's a genuine thing, bro, where it's like, these people, that's the issue, is that the world we live in now still has this thing of, oh, well, it's free speech. It's free speech. I say what I want. Okay, I don't have to listen. This is also America where I don't have to listen to this shit.
You can speak about it. I ain't got to partake.
This isn't some totalitarian state.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have to hear that shit. I don't have, you can put on this production. I don't have to buy the fucking ticket.
Yeah.
I got into the argument one time with this trans woman, and they were like, you need to respect me because I identify as a woman. I was like, that's all good and dandy. But where does my respect come in? Where I don't have to. This is America, motherfucker.
You can't tell me.
I don't have to do shit. Though I am black in America, it's still America, nigga. Yeah. I don't gotta do a fucking thing. I ain't owned by nobody. So why do I have to do something because you say so? That's just the thing, like, bro, is the culture that we live in. Everybody just wants to be heard, but people don't realize, like, that's why I respect niggas that grew up in like the 50s and the 60s. Because in a certain sense, you at that point, like, they have a full understanding. No one gives a fuck.
True.
Because in that era of America, they were coming off of war, famine, all types of certain shit that we were dealing with in America.
Yeah.
On top of civil rights movements and shit like that. So there were larger things in the spectrum for people to be like, bro, nobody cares what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah.
We all got to deal with this shit right here. You want somebody to pay attention to this little shit?
You the only one tripping about it, right? Yeah.
Like, shut up.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like gay people at some point have this, like, it's like that Dave Chappelle joke where it's like, you niggas are trying to beat us in the black in like the civil rights Olympics.
Yeah.
You don't like it. Because at some point, you make it to where what we went through as black people, or what we go through as black people, is less than or not comparable to what you go through as a gay person. Nigga, have you ever been enslaved for liking dick? Yeah. Have you ever been beaten to the point where you were dead, castrated, ears cut off, family killed because you like the same sex?
No, never.
Exactly.
Has that ever happened?
I mean, there's been acts of violence.
There's been acts of violence.
But
nine times out of 10, the niggas who cause the acts of violence are mad at themselves because they want to fuck you.
That's 100% true.
That's how I see it too. I feel like if you go out your way, if you are that angry because somebody likes niggas and they want to fuck niggas, you want to get fucked too.
Something's going
on in that equation. Nigga, you want to get fucked.
You like whatever you like.
Bro,
I ain't got to kill you.
A gay nigga who walk down the street right now and ass his chest, I'd just be like, may God be with you, brother.
Yeah, go back.
I'm on my way.
Right.
There are men in this world that will track you down and beat you up. Why? Why?
Right.
I have no idea.
Did that affect your money?
Yeah.
Did it hurt your feelings because you saw butt cheeks, nigga? Like, bro, remove that from your memory and keep it moving in life.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like this world has always been pussy, but it's becoming to a point now where it's just, it's getting ridiculous. And let me just be very clear, because some people always like to say, like, oh, you just try, like, some people like to be ignorant and be like, well, pussy's good. First of all, there's a Greek word called pusillanimous. It means weak and unencourageable.
Right.
That's why people call you pussy. It's not because pussy is a wonderful thing.
Right.
It's the highest commodity in America.
We come from
highest commodity in the world.
It's a very strong thing.
Very strong. Love it. We all come from it.
Yeah.
But when I call you a pussy, I'm not calling you a woman. I'm calling you a pusillanimous. Because you weak as shit.
Yeah.
Like, I just had to say that because I had a nigga call me something. I just called a nigga pussy one time and he was just like, I don't mind being a pussy.
But how do we even get to that mindset? Because it should be a means of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of times, like you mentioned as well, people that grew up in those eras and whatnot, they had a lot more strength and more tenacious because they had been through more situations.
Shit, yeah.
And nowadays, I feel like people, like you said, are getting weaker and getting softer. And it's like, how does this formally, are they weakening us intentionally so they can prepare us for something?
I was going to say, well, first, this was all done strategically.
Right.
I have an answer to that too.
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing.
I was going to say, this shit was done strategically. There was a book written in 1943. I wish I knew the author's name. But it was a book written where he clearly, I think I've told you this about this before. Where it was a book written where he clearly dates out, like, homosexuality being pushed through the media as a propaganda. Like, these are things written in the 40s that is happening today.
Yeah.
Like, this was something they knew was going to happen and they wanted to happen because something else is going to happen, going to come. It's just, I wish people weren't so much sheep where they would realize.
Sheeple,
Sheeple.
Yeah.
Like, I wish people just wasn't some sheep because there's certain things where it's just be like, and it's funny because the example of sheep on how much people are sheep is like, I was driving on the highway the other day and there was a pickup, 18-wheeler, like one of the cement trucks driving. And it was like 5 cars behind him just following him. Mm-hmm. Both lanes was empty. I realized that the other lane was empty and I swerved off and I went off. I looked in my rearview mirror for like a good quarter mile and I saw like people were still behind the truck, even after watching people go. They say to where it was like life showing me how no matter what burning bush there is, motherfuckers will always do what they're told.
And they say cocaine is a hell of a drug. No, indoctrination is a motherfucking hell of a drug, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It really
I really want to hear
oh, yeah, go ahead.
That shit you were saying.
I think it's throughout history we see ebbs and flows of this kind of thing. Like they say history repeats. Mm-hmm. You're always gonna see eras of history where society is more stoic, and then you're gonna see eras of history where society is more, like it's the opposite of stoic would be Epicurean, right? Yeah. More pleasure seeking, more freedom seeking, those type of things. Yeah. Just like, and on a smaller level, like you see, the ebb and flow, the back and forth between conservative and liberal. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We have a Republican president for 4 to 8 years, and then we have a Democratic president for 4 to 8 years, and it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But then also you introduce the aspect of technology, which is exponentially growing. That exponentially is providing us more convenience, more freedoms, things like that, to where we don't have to be as stoic, we don't have to be as strong. So what I'm you look at the like people in the hood, people that grew up, been through something, like heck yeah, I'm be in my house doing push-ups. Like heck yeah, I'm gonna be teaching myself how to fight. I'm at the fight. I'm gonna be in the house. Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. People these days they don't feel a need to do that. They don't feel it. Like if you don't feel a need to do something, you're not gonna do it. True. So you let yourself be so.
Okay,
that's what I think.
Yeah. See, now when it comes, when you, just to piggyback on what you were talking about, when it comes to like Democrats and Republicans shit, I don't believe none of that shit.
I mean, they all in the same room.
Because at the end of the day, all the motherfuckers go play golf with each other.
They all in the same rooms, talking, smoking cigars, and talking shit.
The original want for Democrats and Republicans in America was a social stature. It wasn't even really political standing. Okay. Republicans were just rich and Democrats were just communists. Mm. That's independence. That's why it's so crazy to me how nobody runs independent anymore. Because independents were the ones that were like, no nigga, we need change. Fuck both of y'all. Uh-huh. And that's, I don't think a lot of people realize Abraham Lincoln ran independent for a while. Like,
I didn't know that.
I think for like the first era of his campaign, and then got talked into something else. Okay. But like independent, like I just feel like the government.
But I mean, that still ties back to what I'm saying, like with infamy and fame, because even when, like, I'm not trying to go all over the place with Abraham Lincoln, John Wilkes Booth is the person that assassinated him, right?
Mm-hmm. They say, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being the case, how much work did he have to put into situations versus Abraham Lincoln going through all of, he saw his aging process. The man looked like he was withering away, you know what I'm saying? All the stress that he endured. So what I was really trying to get at with the fame and infamy was that a lot of people put a lot of work into what they want to develop in terms of putting out their energy, their fame, their purpose. And it just takes one knucklehead person that ain't putting as much work into the situation in order to like kind of just take them out. You know what I'm saying? And also still be almost on the damn same platform, you know, or plateau as them. They ain't putting none of the work in, probably had none of the talent, but yet that person as your adversary was that one person. Like Judas and Jesus, you know what I'm saying? Like Jesus was there, he was observant, but at the same time, it's like Jesus was the person that was standing out doing all these miraculous things, and boom, what Julius Caesar. You know what I'm saying? He messed around with Brutus's mother, and that was the ticking bomb. And then Brutus is the one that just was remembered just as much as Caesar. So like what I'm trying to get at is like, how is that even a situation that a person can put so much work in and just takes one other person that ain't putting half the grind in?
That's how life for real is.
And you're kind of, and to tie back into what you're saying with the civil rights situation, and I'm not knocking anybody part of the rainbow community because I see how y'all work.
Nah, I fucks with the rainbow community, son. I fucks with you niggas. Y'all niggas keep me nice and fresh. Yo, the nigga I've been shopping with, he gay. He'd be like, oh, I think this will look good. I'll be like, yo, put that in the bag, my nigga, good.
Yeah. But even, I fucks with y'all niggas. But even with that, they're kind of like making their own movement and going even further than what we did, and they didn't put probably as much work in as the civil rights movement did in terms of situations. What's crazy is as much power.
The issue that I've always said why they're so successful in the same shit as Dave Chappelle said. White men want to be gay. White men want to do it. That's why it's so successful. Mm-hmm. Like if you think about it, at some point in this culture of life, the only people who really knew that were gay was white men.
Mm. I mean, you don't
like growing up around in the black community. Mm-hmm. You knew a couple, homo. You're like, oh yeah, you for sure. But growing up around a bunch of black people, the only people we ever really knew that was gay was either the dyke auntie we got or a white man. Mm-hmm. Niggas did like it wasn't until it started getting pushed for the most part. We started seeing like, oh, everybody's aggressive. Gay. Yeah,
and is it a fad though too when you think about the agenda? Like,
being gay is a fad. I know a bitch right now got 3 kids and she'd be like, oh, I'm gay. No, you're not.
Man. I think both things are true.
Very true. Yeah. I think that is too because there are people I've spoken to. I've had you know how many gay people in New York. I've had so many conversations with gay niggas. Mm-hmm. And I just be trying to understand. Like, I just want to know. Like, not understand why, but just understand, like, is this a choice? Or, like, did you just one day was just like, I like boys. Like, how did this transpire for you? Yeah. So, I've asked a couple of them, and it all seems to be, like, a synonymous answer of, like, I just knew. Like, I just knew I was gay. Yeah. And there's a couple of niggas that I've met where it was, like, they knew, but then they also had outer influences to make them realize I can't tell nobody. So then that's why you got a lot of down low niggas. Right. Think they straight. They fine. They act like regular motherfuckers. Right. And they got a girlfriend, got a wife, got kids, all that. But be getting bent over by Jerome in the background, like. So I started realizing, like,
I don't even like think about that.
The cult, like the whole culture of it is just like, I just don't understand why it gets pushed, bro. Like, because at first I feel like white men want to do it. White men want to do it. That's why they're so successful in their endeavors.
Do you think it's a power struggle when you think about that type of situation? Like people that want to push that agenda, like they want that dominance? Because like when you look at like from biological, I took a biological anthropology class in evolution.
As animals.
In bonobos, they showed their sense of dominance by,
dogs do that shit too.
Yeah, by dumping another male.
Dogs, when you have 2 male dogs that both have their nuts, one will start humping the other one.
To show dominance.
It don't matter if he's actually in or like humping the head. Like he's humping you to show like I'm more powerful than you. Like that's a mammal thing. Right. Like we are all mammal. Like that's a mammal thing. Animals at the even with niggas. I could walk in.
So do you feel like that's why Diddy? I'm timing back in. I want to do the time back. You feel like
stupid. Do you feel like that's why Diddy
is always trying to take niggas on shopping spree?
Let me take you shopping. You look like you need some clothes.
Cat Williams said he likes to party.
I want to party with you. We ain't really party.
I have to tie that back in real quick.
But that's it's a genuine, like I can walk in the room. There's many times I've walked in the room and I'm just like, I don't know if it's because I'm from New York. I don't know if it's because I've always been like my father was a hustler. My uncles were hustlers. Right. So I've always been in the hustlers like thing where like the rings and the watches and all that. Like that's not me putting on a facade. That's literally how I just am. Yeah. And I've had people and I've walked in the room and made niggas uncomfortable, like, bro, you ain't gotta do all that, dude. I do like, bro, like they take me doing all this as like I'm that nigga. Right. Bro, I feel like as a black man, if you don't walk around talking about I'm him.
You gotta be confident. You gotta be confident.
I feel like as a black man in America, if you don't walk around talking about I'm him, bro, you are her.
I mean,
like, and I'm not saying,
hey, you heard it.
And I'm not saying that like any type of like,
you're her.
No, for real. Like I'm doing that shit because it's like, bro, there's so much. Before I start, getting into this. Let me explain. Toxic masculinity isn't even a real thing.
Got it, boy. Do we not say you're gonna make an episode about that? Though? Go ahead.
Toxic masculinity is not a real thing. Toxic masculinity was essentially created in the 50s when all the men came back from war and women were in the workplace and men got mad.
But how? How is that even a thing that
so that people... I'll tell you, women literally created the idea of toxic masculinity because when men came back from the war in the 50s, it was like, you shouldn't be in this fucking factory. This is my job. I do this. And there was decades of women getting beat, men treating their women like shit because that's where the idea of toxic masculinity came from because a man felt like, I need to be a man. What are you doing at my job? And the women were like, well, we're here. Like, that's where it came from. There's no real, being masculine, how is that toxic? Being masculine at some point on this earth was what kept you alive. I
would say when it hurts somebody, that's the only time I can say, okay, you're going over the line.
At that point,
when you're being a man.
But see, even that.
No, go ahead.
Even that. When you talk about you hurt somebody, at that point, that's your problem.
I mean, there's not
a lot of people in this world that walk around that are very emotionally immature.
Right, that's what I'm saying, emotional intelligence.
You're extremely, if anything, the only way a man's words can hurt somebody is if they're women or children. Because if I say something to you and it hurts your feelings, there's something inside of you that doubts yourself.
Because it's not true. It don't have to be true. It ain't got to be true.
You could, bro, you know how many times I've had niggas call me, you fat piece of shit. So it's like, for me, it would be like, you talk all the shit you want to, nigga. I'm him.
What about misogyny?
Now that's real. Now, misogyny is a real thing.
But it shouldn't be conflated with toxic.
It's never. Those are two different two different things.
I like that.
Misogyny is a man thinking he is so above reproach, the woman that he loves, he can treat like shit.
God damn.
That's misogyny.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Toxic masculinity is me being a man and a woman being uncomfortable.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with you being a man. Like, why has it become such a
I have to be a pussy just to make you be like, oh, he's real nice. Bitch, I'm nice regular.
Right.
I don't have to, my voice is deep. I don't have to soften my voice. I don't have to sit like this. I don't have to do none of this shit.
Right. And we all know that, like, there's yin and yang in everybody. So to every bit of masculine, energy, there's a feminine side in men as well. To where I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna give you a massage when you need a massage. Stuff like that.
But I also feel like rap music has fucked women's heads up.
Yeah, drastically.
I genuinely feel like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Sexy Red, and all these goofy assholes, they fucked up the woman's head.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to any, like, I grew up in the 90s. Women rap was Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, Eve, Queen Latifah.
And it was confident.
It was, I'm a woman, fuck you, nigga. Like, Lil' Kim, even with Lil' Kim talking her shit, she was still on some, I'll suck your dick, but nigga, I'll make you eat this pussy. Like, it was on some, like, domineering, like, nigga, we here, what's poppin'? Lil' Kim, she started that freak shit, but she did it in a way where it was like, I can still respect you. On top of the fact, because it was fucking ballers.
Yeah.
Like, it was fucking ballers.
It was actual talent.
It was actual ballers.
Yeah.
And it was some freak shit. So it was like, I fucks with you.
Yeah.
Like, she has a song called Put It In My Mouth.
Yeah.
But that's a hard-ass song when you listen to it. Indeed. Like, lyrically.
Yeah, for sure.
You hear Sexy Red, booty hole, brown pussy. What, bitch?
It's so stupid.
If it's not, you need to go to a gynecologist.
I was about to say that if it ain't them colors,
it's something wrong with a doctor.
Change your diet. The pH level is.
You are rapping about what should be.
Right.
What are we talking about right now? And then these bitches be like, I fucking nigga then got another one paying my bill. Like, bro, mind you, this is not a new thing. Women have been doing this for a long time. Simp niggas have been around forever.
And they're not going away.
It's just the fact that it's becoming so blunt and apparent. Where it'd be like, God damn, like, none of you niggas have backbones? To tell this bitch shut the fuck up and no? And then it also falls to it, none of you bitches have daddies? To teach you, like, bro, this is how you're supposed to be.
Don't have dads to tell them that shit though, bro.
And you know what's crazy?
The reason why did that?
You know what's fucked up too? My ex, her father was very present in her life. He just an ain't shit nigga.
Oh yeah, well, that's different.
So
I mean, that's still just as bad. Shit,
that's what I'm saying. So sometimes having a father isn't the greatest.
True.
But it's all about the man. Because anybody can be a father as long as you can bust a nut.
Yeah.
But being a man,
right,
and teaching and guiding people and shit, and a leader and a teacher and shit like that.
Yeah,
not a lot of people can be that. Everybody can be a fucking father. Nobody can be a man. Like if you can't keep in my mind, I always say this shit. If you can't keep your composure, nigga, don't even call yourself a man.
Right.
I feel
it's like I mean, I
feel like
it could be situations where somebody who's not your biological father is your father figure, like
because that nigga is so raw.
Exactly, and
like, I want to be like this motherfucker.
Right.
Like I like this nigga. Like trust me, that's how I am with my uncles.
Yeah.
Like bro, you can't. Like I was saying just now, like I've been through a lot, and I've only learned that lesson recently. Like I don't want to be on here making people think like, oh, this nigga's just talking nice. Like I've learned that lesson like within the past 2 years because I was one of the niggas that could not really grasp decorum.
Okay.
Because I was just I'm a very violent nigga.
Okay.
So for me, I couldn't really get the whole composure and decorum because the minute I feel like you playing on my top, nigga, I'm turning this to Afghanistan. Quick. Like the minute I feel like you playing me, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Because I just don't. I don't like that shit. I had to realize like. It was reading a book called 48 Laws of Power and also reading and also going through life and just seeing certain scenarios and seeing like you learn a lot when you shut the fuck up.
You do. You got 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth for a reason.
Like when you stop talking, you realize how much people will tell you.
Yes.
Without asking these questions.
Without speaking.
I don't
always have to go think about myself. I'll be talking all motherfucking time.
Yeah. Nah, but like I don't have to. I rarely have to let people. I really have to ask people questions.
Yeah.
I'll just shut the fuck up and let you talk.
Right.
Because of the culture, it tracks back to the culture that we live in. Everybody
people can talk, but do they always listen though? Because motherfuckers be telling me some
everybody
shit.
Listen.
Like,
everybody talks. Everybody listens. But the truth is absent. So everybody likes to talk and everybody likes to say they listen, but a lot of people don't listen. A lot of people listen to respond. People don't listen to understand.
Fucking right, man. I work every day. I be like, did you even hear me, Miss Johnson?
A lot of people like, you can, not for real. Not
you know what we used to do.
Did you
even hear me?
Bro, that shit is serious. Because it'd be like, bro, everybody listens to respond.
Right.
No one listens to like actually understand what the fuck
that's
they're
true.
Taking that knowledge,
granted, there are groups of people in this world that it's like, I don't even want to listen to respond because you just talking out your fucking ass.
Man.
And those are the people I like to, there's a word in the English language dictionary called gobbledygook. That is unintelligible verbiage. That is just senseless.
Yeah.
That's what I like to like.
That's what
you
it is.
be talking gobbledygook, nigga.
That's a big word. How you spell that? I gotta look that up. I got my phone. GOOBL. Don't get me started. Yeah, but gobbledygook. Look that one.
Yeah, like I said, whenever they do all this, put that on the screen. Dude.
If you make me mad, you speaking that gobbledygook. I'm not hearing you.
Look it up. English language dictionary, gobbledygook. You are speaking unintelligible nonsense. That's literally what the definition of that word.
That's crazy.
So it's like, at some point, I just be like, bro, y'all niggas just be talking gobbledygook, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I get why some bitches don't listen.
I love it. That's my year for that's my 2024 word.
I'm telling you,
just put me on. I didn't even know that even existed, man.
They're like that. I fully understand why some women don't listen to niggas. Because some niggas just be talking. Like, niggas be chatting. Like, bro, you just like the way you sound at this point.
You like to hear yourself talk.
You're not speaking anything of elegance. You're not showing any type of intelligence or like you just like to hear yourself at some point.
Yeah.
And I realize that. And that's why I don't get mad at females when they be like, oh, I ain't listening to you. Okay. I'm just type of nigga, I'll show you.
Yeah. Right. Show me.
One of the main lessons I learned growing up is actions speak way louder than words.
Nice.
Everybody can do a lot of talking, but you can do it. And that's the easiest teacher. I don't argue with females. I used to, and I have learned, and you get nowhere.
It's pointless.
I'm just going to show you.
It's pointless.
I'll show you that I'm going to do what I say.
Right.
And if you're as a grown-ass individual, you have the intellectual priors to either do it or like see what I'm doing and be like, oh, okay, I fucks with you.
Right.
Or not even notice it. At that point, as a grown individual, I can be like, all right, bitch, bye.
Right.
Deuces.
But that's your power.
Nah, for real.
That's your power too. Like once you're in that position where you know where you stand at, nobody can unhevel what you got going on.
I'm telling you, bro, there's a lot of women that always be like, oh, I need a man that can do this. I need a man that can do that. I don't think a lot of these women really understand how emotionally unintelligent they are. Because when they find a man that's going to give you everything you want, but at the same time requires you to do same or similar, all these bitches fail.
Yeah.
All these women have this idea now, and this mostly suck ass niggas' faults for perpetuating this idea that all we need is just a nice body and a fat ass and big titties. Like
it's way more.
There's way more that a man needs from a woman than how you look.
Right.
And a lot of these bitches, and what's crazy is a lot of the ones that look fucking amazing are dirty as shit.
Yeah.
You walk in that whole house, you be like, what the fuck is going on?
Pretty privilege is a real thing.
It really is.
They grew up with this privilege.
They grew up with a privilege of everybody saying, oh, you so pretty. Oh, you so pretty. Oh, you so pretty. So you think people are supposed to come
That's
at your beck and call.
That's the only thing that they cultivated.
Yeah, and it's like, no, my nigga. Like, how about you? How about some of you bitches
skills,
learn?
No real personality.
Like, how about you bitches learn about Amelia Earhart or some shit? Like, what do we like? Come on, penicillin or something, my nigga. Because I don't give a fuck how fat your ass is.
Yeah.
And I've had to tell a lot of women I talk to, like, understand, I'm not one of them niggas that put pussy on a pedestal. What does this bring?
Right.
That's what I'm enticed by.
Where is your loyalty lie? These are the things that matter. Because the fact that you can make your ass clap, even as wonderful as it is, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. You think I'm going to put babies in you because you clap your ass?
Yeah, that's
but you have no type of nurturing bone in your body?
That's bad.
Wouldn't know what to do with it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these niggas, it's almost like we complain about these bitches, but then us as men,
we giving them that
in a group of men, we have given them this idea.
Yeah. Right.
We have put this in their heads, and now when we don't like it, it's like, well, this is what we are, and they can deal with it.
Yeah, right. I love
not realizing like this is what y'all niggas asked.
This is what we putting on a pedestal. This is what
y'all niggas wanted.
I think social media is hiding that too.
Social media is the devil.
Because now,
social media is El Diablo.
Yeah,
like
it is wicked. It's a wicked place, bro.
Social media is the devil. Social media will turn a pastor to a trick.
Man,
fast. Like, social media is the fucking devil. Like, for real, for real. And I'm not even Christian, but I promise you, social media is the devil.
Yeah.
Like, nigga,
it's opened up a lot of doors for a lot of mischievous things to take place, a lot of things to be like, you know, done on the raps, a lot of sneaky links, all that. It just changed the whole, I think, social interaction a lot of different ways, man. What did you do? What's up?
It made men hoes. It made men tricks and women hoes. Like, what annoys the fuck out of me is when a woman will post a picture and she got booty shorts on with the apple hanging out, nipples is mad hard in the shirt. Oh, look at my nails. Bitch, what? Just got my hair done today, but I can literally see the imprint of your pussy right now.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? Niggas. Oh, you know, we out here flogging, we out here, You don't have a car.
Right.
You stay with your moms, B.
With the basement and shit.
What are we talking about right now?
Yeah.
Internet has given people that should not have a voice.
Absolutely.
Like,
say it all the time.
The internet has given people who should not have a voice or who should think before they use their voice.
Facts.
Freedom to just say whatever the fuck they want. That's why, like, the term internet gangster is a real thing.
Because it was one person that said that too. He was like, not everybody that has a podcast needs to have a podcast. I was like, damn.
Nah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like
point,
what we do because we try to inspire folks.
Nah, for real. Some people who have podcasts, you should just find something else to do. Because it'd be like, yo, all you just be on here is just talking stupid shit.
Some of y'all rappers.
Nah, for real. Like, Joe Budden, yo, you corny, son.
Well, you don't like Joe Buttons?
Yo, Joe, yo.
You gotta put the S on the end of it.
Joe is one of them niggas where it'd be like, he played gay for fame.
Oh, he played?
You heard when he came out being bisexual or some shit?
I heard about that.
I'm a regular listener to the podcast.
So he can't,
I heard that moment.
He's a sassy ass nigga. First of all, he's a sassy nigga. That should be an episode name. Sassy niggas. Because, bro, the sassiness in these niggas today is uncouth. It's just uncouth. Like, why are you niggas so sassy? Joe Budden and the shit that he be talking like, oh, I'm a mind's big. I'm like, bro, why are you? And he be confidently acting like that. I'm like, why are you acting like that, bro?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're trying. It's like it's almost like I understand life is hard as a man. We are literally the only species in this world that can go through pain and not say a fucking word.
True.
We can go through so much shit, and because of what we are looked at in society, we have to shut the fuck up. We have to go through this. We cannot cry. We cannot feel something.
Right.
We have to keep going.
That's what they want us to believe anyway.
That's what was taught to most men born between 92 and above. I don't know what happened after 95, but it was just like, oh no, be as sensitive as you want to be. Cry if she hurts your feelings. Like, in my mind, I get men do need to be emotionally intelligent. A lot of men do not know how to emote their feelings.
Yeah,
and a lot of men have this issue where when you can just emote your feelings, you just turn to anger. Or you just shut the fuck down. Right. Which you will lose a lot of good women doing that. You will lose a lot of good friends.
People.
Just people. You will lose people in general doing that.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So
people don't understand, like, so we have this thing in our brains called the amygdala, right? It's like the most primitive part of our brains we've had for, thousands of years. You don't get violence without fear because it all happens in the amygdala. So it's like a lot of those things that, because I've been this person where something goes wrong or it's a situation that I don't know how to handle, an argument that's gotten out of hand. We've been going back and forth for hours, and now I'm at this point where I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And I resort to quote unquote violence of just yelling or punching something. And you know what I'm saying? Resorting to that. So it's like, you got to learn at some point that that's really either A, insecurity, or B, you just not knowing you being out of options. Right. So you always have to.
Big facts.
Yeah. So throughout life, you got to learn and add more tools into your tool belt so that you know how to deal with those kind of situations. And a lot of times the best tool is to just leave.
Yeah, for real. Because the math equation for violence is insecurity and you just said it. Fuck. Insecurity and fear. Yeah. Like insecurity plus fear will equal violence every time. Every time.
Right.
Every time. Unless you it was a 50-50, because there are some people that creates violence, and there's some people that they feel it in them, but the insecurity or the fear is too much to go through with the violence.
True. Absolutely.
So there's like a certain level of insecurity and fear that is like a perfect equation of making those two to create a angry motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I'm learning now, because I grew up in a household full of women, to not act on emotions. I had to learn that after I got out the household, because that's all I seen. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no father figure, no consistent situation in that. So for me, I was always like, I'm gonna resort to being angry. Now I'm like, the most powerful thing I can do now is just not do nothing at all. And just kind of go this direction.
That's what it is. A lot of time.
You realize, like when we play chess, like you realize if you make an emotional or reactionary response, at that point you can actually jeopardize a lot more than if you just be like, hey, I'm gonna go this way. Let you do you.
People don't realize that's a you problem. A lot of people don't realize. Everybody. That's why I said it all stems from this weird ideology of everybody wants to be heard. Sometimes what you have to say isn't something that anybody needs to hear.
And I think
that's the issue with a lot of people. Like they really think like, oh, this everybody should hear this. Oh.
And I think the biggest thing that we go wrong in society as a whole is not teaching nuance. So we teach one thing and we spread our truth, right? And that's the big thing. We all say, like, tell your truth. We speak our truth, but we don't talk about the buts that exist within our truth, right? It's okay to cry as a man. But if you get in a habit of crying
all the time,
then you're going to become soft.
I cry,
right? You can't, because you're training your brain to, okay, when you feel this, immediately resort to this.
True.
Right? So it's like you have to talk about the nuance within whatever truth that you're telling. Otherwise, you just end up leading people astray. Yeah. And that's what we're doing. Like, it's okay to do a lot of the things that are being pushed, but to what extent? You know what I'm saying?
It just don't make any sense. Like sometimes that's why like I really like in this world I've learned I don't say nothing.
Yeah.
I just don't say nothing, because it'd be like
I just listen.
Even when I say something, that's what I'm saying. Even when I say something, it's still there's some problem in what I'm saying because it's still not.
Somebody gonna get offended. Man,
everybody's so fucking sensitive.
And I ain't gonna. Can I be real?
So tired of that shit.
I ain't gonna lie. When you were just speaking your piece on that community or whatnot, I was like, damn, this gonna definitely hit some people a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't mean to get y'all niggas canceled.
But you know, no, you're good. But what I'm saying is, you've already said there's no issue. But what I'm trying to say is that somebody's gonna get offended by it. And it don't matter what you do.
So niggas get offended just because I look the way I look.
That's
I've had people be offended just because it's like,
who you telling, bro?
Why your dreads look like that? I'm like, what you mean? Why my dreads look like that?
What's wrong with my dreads?
Like, what's wrong with my dreads? Oh, well, it just looked like you should never got them because you got curly hair. What, bitch? That just sounds like you've walked around like Charlie Brown all your life.
Who says these things?
Bro, I'm telling you, yo, I have been in conversations with some women in this world. I'll be like,
why are you?
What am I doing here?
I had a recent situation.
How did this happen?
Man.
Hey, a woman told me all men's existence is to be a slave to a woman.
Wait, I'm sorry. She said all men's existence is to be a slave to a man. To a woman. To a woman. Excuse me, be a woman. Yeah, I was like, now let me explain. She was like, man, all they do by definition is work to make provisions for that person. And I'm like, well, if that's how you want to see it, well, you should see me more so as a provider than a slave because I can walk away at any point I want. A slave doesn't have the ability to walk away from a situation. Nah, for real, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So when you say stuff like that in your mind...
You know what's crazy, though? I can see the logic in what she's saying because a lot of men are slaves to their emotions. And a lot of men have the ability to walk away from a woman that is not good for them and will still stay.
Okay.
So in a certain spectrum of thinking, I can see what she's talking about. Because there's a lot of men in this world that, like, you can be big dick Willie in front of a group of niggas, but the minute your bitch pull up, you...
Interesting.
How? Why? What? So when she says shit like that, it's because she's come across a lot of men in her life that have been that type.
You walk all over there.
You walk as long as you I can get that pussy, baby, and you call me yours. You can do whatever you want.
And I was thinking that I was talking to my uncle about. He's like, man, she's just trying to run a little game, like she's trying to see exactly how you gonna respond to that. What she get away with.
Everything a woman does is game.
I mean, yeah.
Everything a woman does is game.
Message.